Hi everyone, welcome to the last video in this series where I'm talking about the significant astrology transits in your life. And in this video, we're going to talk about from 60 to 84. Yes, we're going to cover 2.5 decades, and that's because the transits are very different during these 2 decades. Well, they have a different significance because of how far you've come. So let me dive into what is going on and hopefully bring you some clarity around these big energies and how they're showing up for you. So as always, these are just general ages given. It doesn't include all the transits to your natal chart. And there's a few aspects here that are not included. Jupiter trine Jupiter is not shown, and the Chiron trine is not shown due to the irregular orbit of that planet. So in your early 60s, you have what's known as Uranus squaring natal Uranus. And this is where you might say, I've had enough. I'm done. I'm good. Something here is breaking you free because Uranus is about the independence, the sense of what do I want? Maybe you've been obligated to people all your life, and this is the energy that busts you out, and you come back to parts of yourself that you forgot or you didn't give time and attention to. The square is a discomfort. It can be the breakdown or the breakthrough, but you can have that sense of, I have to do what's right for me. And in your early 30s, maybe that's retirement, maybe that's moving, maybe that's becoming a grandparent, but not wanting to be a parent. Something here is about returning you to your own individual sense of self. There's freedom, there's uniqueness, there's I need to do something for me. Anything you put on the back burner will come up in your early 60s for you to revisit and to acknowledge as well. Then later on in your 60s, you're going to have the transiting Saturn squaring natal Saturn. This happens 7 years after the Saturn return. So this could even be 66 years of age. It depends on how Saturn is transiting. But this is a time of, where am I at in my life? You might check in with your finances, your responsibilities, what you have accomplished, what's on your plate. This could be a time of decision making where you say, I can't do that anymore. I don't have enough time. I don't have the desire or the willingness. Every square is a turning point energy that comes with some tension or discomfort, where you could say, I don't want to do that, but I have to do something because I am responsible for it or because other people are relying on me. Transiting Saturn, squaring the Saturn in your chart, is about tuning into your responsibilities and perhaps saying no, cutting things out, cutting back, and just understanding that there's only so much time in a day. And where do you want to put your time? Now later on, a few years later, at 72, you have a Jupiter return. This happens every 12 years. So it happened when you were 60, and when you're 72, this Jupiter return comes around again, and it's always about flow and abundance, opportunity, good news, good things. It gives you that upliftment. It helps you stay positive. Opportunities happen. So this Jupiter return is always significant no matter where it shows up. And it's supportive of your natural energy. It's supportive of ease and what you want to do in life. Now at 74 to 76, transiting Saturn opposes the natal Saturn. And at this time in life, maybe you have a checking in point with your body. That's Saturn. Saturn's always our physical self. It's our physical responsibilities. It's what we need to take care of in ourselves. There could be something here in the real world that's a reality check that surprises you if you weren't aware of it. But again, it's also a turning point. There's something where you say, I don't want that anymore, or I need to let something go. I need to make some new choices that are good for me. You sell your possessions. You move to a place that's right for you. Saturn opposing Saturn can be hard. It could be loneliness. It could be feeling like, who am I with? Maybe if you have a partner, if you don't have a partner, if you're around your friends, there can be a loneliness with this energy. But it's meant to return you to yourself and to the choices you can make on a daily basis. And it's meant to also remind you that you're still able to make the choices that are best for you. Don't go into ageism. Don't work against yourself. Don't give up on life. I mean, if you do, that's your choice. But this is saying, okay, I'm ready to keep living life on my terms. What matters to me right now? And where can I take responsibility for my energy, my body, my finances, my possessions, and what matters to me? Now, at 82, we have a Neptune opposition, and this is the energy of surrender, letting go, higher perspective. It's a very spiritual experience, the Neptune opposition. You look at your life, you look at what you've experienced, what you've lived. Maybe you have new understandings of yourself. Again, this can feel, any opposition can feel lonely. So where do you find faith? Where do you find a spiritual connection? Where do you go to feel connected to the bigger picture of life? And how do you feel supported? So there's a perspective that comes up here with the Neptune opposition. And it's typically looking at your life in review and ultimately looking for love, forgiveness, compassion for yourself, as well as for everyone else. Now, when you have 84 points on the board, when you are good at 84 points, you get some awesome energies here with the Uranus return and the Jupiter return. And these are both energies of the planet returning to itself in your chart, and it's a reinvigoration of you. And so there's this sense of, I'm not going to do that anymore, or I'm going to make a big life change. Now, of course, age matters in the sense that our bodies and our habits, they give us messages. But the Uranus return is meant to say, look at what I've accomplished in my life. Look at how far I've come. I've still got gas in the tank, though. I'm still ready to keep going to do what's next. This can be invigorating energy. And the Jupiter return, as always, brings in the opportunities, the flow, the sense of what is right for you right now. The Uranus return, depending on how strong Uranus is in your chart, it's saying, well, I don't want to go into anyone else's home. I want to live by myself. I want to do my own thing. I'm still ready to go. Again, it's an independence energy here. And it looks at if you've been yourself and what parts of you still need to be expressed, what parts of you are ready to come out. If you've had an inner artist that you've never acknowledged, maybe that's what you do around this time in your life. You understand more about what you're here to create while you're in human form. Where are you unique? And really honoring that and loving that in yourself. Now, all of these energies are dependent upon your natal astrology chart, what signs the planets are in and which house the planets are in, but they show you your energy and they show you all the conversations that are going on as you move through life, as you have big developments and significant achievements. It shows you the conversations and the cycles of energies as they unfold. And so I hope that this series has been beneficial in seeing how all of these transits happen for all of us. And when you're in tune with them, when you know what's going on astrologically, you can see the bigger picture. Perhaps you can see the long-term perspective. You can see why, okay, I have to go through the Saturn square so that by the Saturn opposition, when I have another checking in point, I'm more aware of what's true for me there. So it's always about the ongoing energies, the ongoing conversation and exploration. And of course, this is not exhaustive. There's much more going on as well. But this is just to give you an idea of the significant astrology transits, how they bring up choice points and turning points, how they require us to keep learning, to keep growing, to maintain our energy fields, and also to continue to enjoy the journey as best as we can. I hope that this series has been informative and interesting and given you some good clarity even around certain times in your life, what you were going through, and also given you a good insight into the road ahead and what might be coming up next. So thank you for joining me in this series, and I'm looking forward to bringing you even more content very soon here on my new YouTube channel. Thanks, friends.